Rust.
Do you guys ever just have a legitimate reason just to say Sumbitch, other than just saying Sumbitch out of the freaking blue? Alright, this is the deal. Sumbitch. Check this shit out. Alright. Yeah. Sumbitch. Yep, it seized up yesterday. It's kind of funny because my dad came here and he's like, boy, that compressor sounds pretty shitty. I'm like, yeah, I know, Pop. I think it was coming loose off the base. So there was a loose bolt on the base right here. That bolt was loose, okay? And I just figured, well, while I was here, because I looked like a little bit of shit was coming out through here, I just tightened these down a little bit, all right? And it ran about another 45 minutes, and it started knocking louder and louder and louder and louder. I'm like, Sumbitch, you know, Sumbitch. So I freaking come over here to the breaker, all right, getting ready to throw the main, bam. Sumbitch locked up tighter than shit. I'm like, freaking seriously, this is just what I need right now. All right, so then I decide, all right, I'm gonna fix this compressor. So I kind of made this little line right here, okay? Yeah, this is like part of the old fitting. It's some special freaking bullshit fitting that you just can't find anywhere here in the village of Nurk, okay? And then I took a piece of brake line and made a little thingy for there. All right, and then put this Sumbitch onto here, and then hooked the air hose back up, and then fired that Sumbitch up. And it freaking ran, and it started freaking leaking out the bottom of here, the bottom of that Sumbitch and fitter. Okay, that fitting. And it had a freaking hole in it. All right, so I'm like, cool. I'm gonna go down to Tractor Supply, and I'm gonna go get me a fitting. Well, I'll be a son of a bitch. So I go, Tractor Supply, you got to buy the whole freaking regulator. Right here. 43 fothermucking dollars. Alright? So I put the regulator on the son of a bitch and put it all together. Of course, you got to switch the gauge, and you got to switch the blow-off valve, and you got to play with all the freaking wiring and shit there and hope you don't get electrocuted. That's why you kill the breaker. And then I freaking start the son of a bitch up, and it runs and runs and runs, and then as soon as it shuts off, it starts blowing out that little doohickey right in there. That little freaking hole in that freaking blow-out valve. Alright, instead of stopping and blowing out here, it blows out this Sumbitch. I'm like, Sumbitch. Alright, so I screwed around with it and freaking adjusted the air pressure here. I'm figuring, okay, the air pressure, because there's a screw in the top there, where it can go up and down and set the air pressure. Like right now, it kicked off at like what? Just a little bit under 100. Alright, and it didn't matter. This thing wouldn't stop blowing until it got to 60 pounds. So it would run up the pressure, shut off. This little as soon as it shut off, this little blowout valve would kick on. Okay, and then it hissed down to 60 pounds and then fire back up and just keep doing it. So Matt, he stopped in. We're shooting a shit, you know, whatever, and we stick a screwdriver in here. All right, right here. Just stick the Sumbitch right in there, and this kicks the compressor on. All right, cool. Well, as soon as that Sumbitch comes back down, that blowout valve kicks on. I'm like, well, Sumbitch. So I freaking decided, all right, well, what am I going to do? So I took this Sumbitch back apart, didn't see anything wrong. Took the freaking regulator apart, didn't see anything wrong. But it's like a two freaking stage deal. You know what I mean? If this black thing right here, right there where I'm pointing, all right, you really can't see it that well, I'm sorry. All right, but there's a black thing right there. All right, see where that white thing is? That white thing touches that black thing. All right, and the black thing goes down so far, and it freaking shuts the compressor off and doesn't kick the blowout valve off. But when that black thing goes down all the way, it freaking kicks the blow-off valve off. So I'm like, well, all right, Sumbitch. So what I did is I took a cigarette butt and stuck it in there. Look at that. And now it don't do it no more. So I went half the day yesterday with no air. Alright, and now it's like freaking noon. Alright, it's got to be close to noon. What the hell time is it? Sumbitch. Alright, 12:35. Now I freaking finally got air. So I haven't had air in a day. So I'm a day behind on the shit. Alright, I got the freaking Danger Ranger here. Been DAing on it. I still don't have the stinking thing in primer because, of course, I didn't have air for a day. So this thing is just about ready for primer. And then if you guys watch the Hack and Pack channel, which most of you do, I went to the car lot last night and did some wheeling and dealing with a car lot guy. Yep, because he had these three wholesale pieces out here. He had an 03 Caravan that's a piece of shit, 197,000 miles. 97 Sable, like 106, that's a piece of shit. And then he has this Lincoln LS, 2004, with 168,000 miles. So we did a bunch of wheeling and dealing, and that beautiful black Impala that used to sit right there, the one that I was driving, well, I swapped it for all three of these pieces of shit. So now is what I'm doing, is I'm driving this. This is going to be my freaking Pimp Daddy driver, and he told me he had a bunch of training codes, so he was scared to do anything with it to retail it. He's like, if you're just going to use it for a driver, fine. If you can get it go through inspection, I could sign you over the MV50 and you can freaking drive it. Cool. So last night I got here at about 9:30 at night after screwing around with him for half the evening, and I pulled a Sumbitch right in there, pulled that in there, and then freaking it just came up as some freaking idle control bullshit thing. There wasn't even a tranny code on it. So I freaking reset the Sumbitch and drove around a little bit. Well, I'll be a Sumbitch and monitors are cleared, so I can put an inspection sticker on it now. And freaking no tranny codes. So I guess I won. Sumbitch. Alright, I'm going to shut up because we've been going for a couple minutes and I really got work to do. So y'all have a goody goody and we'll talk to you soon. Later, guys.